This is absolutely perfect for the San Diego Padres as they are sitting in Petco Park waiting for their wild card round opponent to be determined. The regular season is over for pretty much everybody except for two teams that are vying for the final wild card spots in the National League, and that is the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves, who need to win at least one of the two games to be played today. So if they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to put their best foot forward, and that could determine everything. That could be a cakewalk for the Padres. So we'll break that down and much more in this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and we're one sleep away from the playoffs beginning. I cannot wait for tomorrow. I'm going to have post-game reactions of every game and just pretty much summarize everything that I see tomorrow. I cannot wait. There's nothing like that feeling you get when playoff baseball first starts, especially in the first round when you got games all day long. I love that. I love that. I can't wait. The Padres start tomorrow as well. They're going to be the late game at around 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 Pacific. But we are almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost there. Before we get into the video, I want to let you know that around 97% of you watching these are not subscribed. So go ahead, hit that sub button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it allows me to make this daily content for you guys, so it would mean the world to me. But let's get straight into the video right here. The San Diego Padres, who are losing 6-1 to the Arizona Diamondbacks, are actually winning, and emphasis on the winning right there by Bob Nightingale. You see, if the Padres lose today, it forces Atlanta and the Mets to play at least one game Monday in Atlanta. It could also force Atlanta to pitch Cy Young favorite Chris Sale so he can't face the Padres in the wild card round. Now, they ultimately did losing, and never has a loss felt so good for the Padres. They forced the Mets and Atlanta to play both games of the doubleheader Monday. Their dream scenario is for the Mets to win Game 1, forcing Atlanta to start Chris Sale in Game 2. Now, it all depends like how this whole thing shakes out, who the Padres are going to play in the wild card round, but we'll see. Like, we got to wait and see for the results that end up happening today. But what an absolute nightmare scenario, first of all, for the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Even though this is great for the Padres and it helps my case of branding them as World Series winners if they have a tired team that had to play a doubleheader the day before the wild card round in the first round, then yeah, sure. But I don't think it'll be close. I don't think they'll have any chance if they have to put their best foot forward. If Chris Sale even has to pitch, let's say 50 pitches in relief or whatever it is, if they have to put all hands on deck today, which I assume they will because they're going to have to play a doubleheader, barring some sort of miracle or whatnot, then they're going to have no chance against the Padres, who have been one of the hottest teams in baseball. And let's take a look at the schedule here that is coming up. So Game 1 tomorrow is going to be Detroit and Houston. I'm really excited for that series as well. I think it's going to be very fun. A.J. Hinch returning to manage against his old team, and the Tigers have been the hottest team in the American League since the All-Star break, which I did not have on my bingo card coming into the season. I don't think anybody did, but they've been one of the greater stories in the game today. And the fact that they didn't quit after trading away Jack Flaherty at the deadline, after kind of not really bolstering any position of need, they packed it in. They packed it in, and the players said, F that, we're going to go out there and try to win some ball games, and that's exactly what they've done. So I'm excited for that series. Then you got Kansas City and Baltimore, the battle of the two best young shortstops in the game today, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson. That should be some fun. I think Baltimore will win that series, but they haven't been playing great ball down the stretch, and neither has Kansas City either. So it's two teams that are in poor form, and this could be a get-right series for either one that prevails. Then you have either Arizona or New York against Milwaukee, or Atlanta or New York against San Diego. So Milwaukee looks great. I think they're going to be a really tough out. And Atlanta or New York, I mean, those teams are going to have to play on today. They're going to have to play today, and I think they're going to be tired, and they're not going to be at full strength heading into a series with San Diego. So this could be great for San Diego, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes, right? Like we don't know if it'll work out. We don't know how things play out once you actually do get there. But if I had to pick a winner now, knowing the information that I know, I would go Padres 1,000%. There's no doubt. I don't think there's any reason for Padre fans to be nervous heading into this series. But at the same time, you still got to play those games and you still got to execute. And the Padres hadn't really executed in that Dodgers series with runners in scoring position, at least not in the last two games. So, need to see a bit of a shift here, but I expect them to handle their business pretty comfortably against whether it's the Atlanta Braves or the New York Mets, because once again, I'm going to reiterate this. This is a nightmare scenario for those two teams that have to play today. It's terrible. It's terrible. There's no other way to put it, and I feel for them. I really do. But Padres just got to play them when they play them. You know, there's no excuses to be made here. You have to go ahead and take care of business, and I'm sure they will. Take a look at this final screenshot here. Arizona stays alive, win 11-2, and now need a sweep by Atlanta or the Mets on Monday to return to the playoffs. So that is, I think that's going to be a very unlikely scenario as well. If the Mets and Atlanta split the doubleheader, the D-back season is over. It was a huge win for the Padres too, knowing that by losing, Atlanta, New York is forced to play doubleheader. So we take a look at it this way, right? Now, what incentive do you, let's say you win the first game. Let's say the New York Mets win the first game. What incentive do they have to field a strong lineup in game two? I don't think there is any. I don't. So for that reason, I think you're absolutely going to get a split here, and then Milwaukee and San Diego are going to be better off. They're going to have a series against a very tired team, a team that had to play two crucial games the day before. So this is what you're hoping for here. This is really what you're hoping for. And if you're a Padres fan or a Brewers fan, you're hoping that Chris Sale has to take the bump today and the Atlanta Braves win one of those games. Like I still know it's the Atlanta Braves and they're still battle tested, but hey, I'll take my chances against a team that had to play a doubleheader the day before. But that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for making it this far. I really appreciate all the support that we've gotten, and I cannot wait for playoff baseball to get started tomorrow. We're almost there, one sleep away. So let's not panic. We are almost there. If you want playoff baseball, you're going to get an early taste of it today because it doesn't really get much bigger than this in terms of regular season baseball. But thanks to you guys for the support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button yet again because a large majority of you watching these videos are not subscribed. And thank you to Baseball Town for sponsoring this video. They're your one-stop shop for everything that you need baseball or softball related. They got cleats, gloves, batting gloves, bats. They got the best equipment at the most competitive prices, so check them out today. 3 locations in Canada, or check out their website, baseballtown.ca. But I will see you guys tomorrow, and go Padres.